David Bowman with Audacious Leaders in Education, and welcome to this first episode in the entire series on the basics of grant writing. The entire series is based on one premise, and everything we're going to talk about is based on one single premise, and that is that if you have a clear, definable, quantifiable need to resolve, if you have a problem that needs to be addressed, a pain that needs to be resolved, and you have a need for external funding in order to do that, then there's no reason why you shouldn't get that funding. As it turns out, the number one thing which either allows you to get funding or not get funding to solve those problems is the quality of your grant proposal. So what this entire series is going to look at is basically how do you craft a competitive, winning grant proposal. A successful grant proposal. And by successful, I mean one that you submit, that gets reviewed, and ultimately results in you receiving the funding. So that's what I mean by a successful grant proposal. And tonight what we're going to look at in this first part of the series is really the 10,000 foot view. What are those winning characteristics that all successful grant proposals share? What are those types of things that grants need? Because you have to ask yourself the question. Knowing that grant writing takes a lot of energy, it takes time, it takes a lot of effort, is it worth it to you? But if the answer to that question is yes, then I have strategies that I can share with you that will help you be successful with your grant proposals. Now, I've been involved in the grants business for somewhere around 24 years, and I've done pretty much every part of it. I have written successful grants, small grants, a few $1,000s, up to very large grants. Matter of fact, just recently, I and my team put together a $10.8 million grant for a 4-state literacy project, and it was awarded. We're in the process of implementing it now. And recently, even just before that, I worked with a series of higher education institutions and community colleges to put together a $24 million grant that also was awarded. So I definitely have a history of working with organizations and with writing grants that win. But I've also been the director of grant-funded programs, and I've served as an evaluator for grant-funded programs. I've served as a reviewer both at the state level and the federal level. So I was the guy that was reading your proposals, right? And trying to decide which one should receive funding. And I've even been the person that creates the request for proposals, the RFPs, to which organizations would write their proposals and submit their proposals for funding. So I've kind of done it all. And in the course of this entire series, what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you everything I've learned about writing a successful grant proposal. We're going to look at specific strategies and tools and processes that'll help you navigate all the way from looking at the request for proposals finally to submitting a proposal to the funding agency that has the greatest chance of actually receiving funds. We're going to do it all.